Hi, this is Anthony Douglas with EDL 856 School and Community Relations, Module 16, the case study over parent apathy. In the case study, we know several things. Number one, we know there's no PTA or PTO in the present school at this time. We know that there has been one in the past, but we're not sure what's happened to it. We understand that the principal has had a bad experience or poor experience with parental apathy in the school, and the principal's tried several times and has failed to create a parental PTO or PTA with the school. The principal continues to take calls and believes that he has a good gauge on the community and the parental attitude towards the school, and he feels that there's a negative attitude towards parental groups as a whole in their involvement in the current situation. We also know that there was a meeting held, and in this meeting, that only 8 parents showed up to the meeting, and possible cancellation was thought about due to the lack of numbers. But we also know that those 8 parents were given the information from their student, and that the students were passed on the information to give them on a Friday for a Monday night meeting. So what do we need to know? Well, we need to know several things. First of all, we need to know what happened to the PTO and PTA in the past. Why did it fold? Who was involved? Who was in charge? What did it look like? Was there a governing body? How did they operate? And was there ever one really to begin with, or was it just something they said was there? The second thing we need to know is, what are the parents that came to the meeting thinking? What was their motivation? Do they have perspectives on a problem in the school? Do they have perspectives on why there's no PTO or PTA? And out of those 8 parents, what are their current roles as leaders in the school as well as in the community? One thing that wasn't mentioned in the case study is the size of the school. Are there 200 kids? Are there 2,500 kids? Are there 20 kids? We don't know really what percentage of those 8 parents were represented of the student body. Two more things we need to know in questions that come to mind are, why was the information sent home only a few days prior? It's given on a Friday for a Monday meeting. And why were the students told to tell the parents about the meeting? And why weren't the parents sent mailers or phone calls or emails or communicated with directly? So here's our problem. There's a lack of parental involvement in the school system. So we're going to create a plan of action. There's really 3 steps to the plan of action. Number one, we're going to hold a meeting. In this meeting, we need to communicate directly with parents and communicate in a way that parents are able to connect, whether it's through the phone call messaging system, emails, information sent out via mail, postcard, or through the student body. Part of this holding the meeting is we need to discuss with the parents that are present what's going on. We need to value their time, value their opinions, and value their effort for being there. We need to ask their opinion on the state of the relationship between the students and the school, the parents and the school, and the parents and the school and the community. And how can we together as a school and parental involvement create a better environment? The third thing we need to do in the meeting is we need to work with them on creating a strategy to get more parents to attend. What is it that will draw parents to the meeting and to the school and to participate? The second thing we need to do in the plan of action is we need to set up a time of a regular meeting, have an agenda for that meeting, and promote it using ideas gathered from the previous meeting held. That way we can have something regular, set in stone, and it's predictable and scheduled for parents to attend. The third thing we need to do is we need to set a goal for our parent meetings. What's the purpose? Why are we there? And what are we going to achieve during these meetings? So as we look at this, we need to figure out what is it that's best for students. We had 8 parents show up. What is it we can do to make sure those 8 parents help us understand what's best for their student and the other students involved in the community? Part of this is having the parents involved and showing their children that they care. And also understanding and help parents in the community understand that the more they participate, the better the school will perform, the better their students tend to perform. And meeting with parents leads to more parents coming. Word of mouth. More parents are caring at home equals more students wanting to succeed. The more students we have involved, the more parents we have involved, the more parents we have involved, the more students we have involved, and it escalates from there. So as I read this, I had to think, what was I thinking? What was I feeling? And what was I valuing? Some of the stuff that I was thinking, feeling, and valuing was that the principal seems to have a very negative approach to this. And seems that he starts out, or the principal starts out, in an uphill battle because of the past. What is it that happened in the past that's creating this negative vibe, this negative feeling towards parents, or towards the school, or towards PTO? And what is it that the principal is willing to give up to make sure it's successful? One of the things that I was thinking about and feeling was the fact that parents are there. There may only be 8, but they're there. There was enough of them to show up and care that could possibly start to make a difference. And we need to value their time, value their input, and value their care for their students. The third thing that I was thinking, feeling, and valuing was the fact that we can't give up because it's difficult. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Parent involvement, student involvement, parent care, and student care has to be a priority, and it has to be work to make sure we change the attitude of the parent as well. There's 3 unresolved issues that really came up. Number 1, would progressive meetings affect the principal's attitude? What is it that's going to change the principal's attitude? Is it the more numbers P has? Is it more people that participate? Or is it the effectiveness of those meetings? Second question was, will parents respond to bring more parents? Will neighbors talk to neighbors? Will friends talk to friends? Will neighbors' friends talk to friends? Will word of mouth spread, helping resolve the fact that more parents will be able to attend? And the third, but not last, is, will more parents come next time? What's the predictor, and how are we going to gauge the fact that more parents will show up? We're all here for students. And in this case study, we need to think about student success and the academic success for those students. You had enough parents that cared, and those parents that care are going to yield the 8 students that care. And the more parents you get, the more students you're going to get. So is this worth it? Absolutely. Is the difficulty to get parents there worth it? Absolutely. Second, the positive outlook at home because of the inclusion. The school wants to involve the parents, and the parents can speak well about the school. The school wants to invite the parents to be included. The parents can include conversations about school at home. This will lead to students having a positive outlook on school, a positive outlook on their academic success, and a positive outlook on student involvement and parental involvement. The third thing was, the more parents that come will equal more student exposure. There may not be students who care, but the more the parents care, the more the students will care. So we have more students succeeding and better choices being made in the classroom for academic success. The students' personal well-being. Parents feel valued, the students will feel valued. People want to be valued. If the school shows they're investing in parents and they're also investing in the students, students want to be valued just as much as the parents do. And parents, even though they're not in the school, want to be valued as well. They want to be heard. So there's different points to be considered. The different cultures and the different processes being used to find an easier way that is for students to feel this sense of belonging. What is it the school and the principal can do to create a culture or an environment to make those parents and those students feel valued? And third but not least, you have a growing community of pride. Being a part of something and crowds being a part of something create the self-esteem and self-value. That's what we're looking for in parent involvement as well as student involvement. We also have family and community engagement. We need to show that we as a school value their perspectives and their opinions as a school. What is it about their culture or their value system or their opinions we can embrace and value and include in the way that we help students become successful? Second, how can we show that we care about parents again? What is it, as we as a school, as we have these meetings and these agendas, what is it we can do to embrace their culture, embrace their opinions, and embrace their feelings and emotions to make sure they feel valued, cared, and that their stakeholder opinion matters? We also need to grow a new avenue